What if humans attain immortality? What if humans suddenly became immortal? Not living a bit longer, not better healthcare, but full-on, never-ending, can't die immortality, where you accidentally swallow a fork and simply not die from it. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you'll be around forever. At first, it sounds amazing. No deadlines, no aging, no more awkward dentist visits. But then the reality hits: eternity is a really, really long time. Think about it. You'd binge every show in the year 4000. You'd scroll through Instagram until you've seen every brunch photo ever taken. Immortality wouldn't just change your life, it would change entire industries. Food, fashion, healthcare, work, governments, entertainment, social media, even family dynamics. Imagine family reunions with 400 grandparents, all telling you to eat more potatoes. Imagine politicians who never retire. Imagine CEOs bragging on LinkedIn about their 1000th work anniversary. This countdown explores the top industries that would be completely transformed if humans attained immortality. It's not a lecture, it's what happens when humanity gets exactly what it thinks it wants. At number 1. The eternal buffet. Immortality means you'll never stop eating, which is fine until you realize you'll eventually have to try every single flavor of crisps ever invented. Food supply chains will buckle under the weight of 12 billion eternally hungry humans. By the year 3000, entire continents will be devoted to pizza toppings alone. Michelin stars will be awarded for restaurants that can keep customers entertained for 700 years without repeating the soup. Social media will collapse under the sheer volume of food photos. Instagram will be nothing but eternal brunch shots. TikTok will feature immortal mukbangs lasting centuries. Twitter will host threads like, best sandwich filling since 1066. By the year 5000, the phrase all you can eat will be considered a threat, not a promise. Number 2. The eternal family reunion. Immortality means family gatherings will never end. Generations will pile up, and by the year 2500, you'll have 400 living grandparents, all insisting you eat more potatoes. Family trees will resemble rainforests, dense and impossible to navigate. Social media will make this worse. WhatsApp family groups will become infinite scrolls of forwarded memes, chain messages, and blurry photos of dinner. Instagram will feature eternal baby photos of relatives who are now 800 years old but still referred to as the little one. TikTok will host immortal family dance challenges with great-great-great-great-grandparents. The twist is that family politics will never resolve. That argument about who should host Christmas will last forever. Immortality won't just preserve families, it will trap them in an endless loop of casseroles, passive-aggressive comments, and group chats that never mute. Somewhere, someone will still be asking, when are you settling down? A question that will echo across eternity. Healthcare industry retires itself. If nobody dies, what happens to hospitals? Doctors will spend eternity treating stubbed toes and paper cuts. Globally, pharmaceutical giants will pivot to selling eternal boredom pills and existential dread ointment. Dentists will still insist you floss, even though your teeth are now indestructible. By the year 2500, WebMD will diagnose everyone with eternal anxiety. Social media, the eternal scroll. If humans live forever, doom scrolling becomes the dominant human pastime. Platforms will never die because their users never die. Facebook will still be reminding you of a post you made in 2012, except now it's 3012. Instagram will be clogged with selfies from people who haven't aged since the Renaissance. Twitter X arguments will last forever. One thread about pineapple on pizza will stretch across millennia, with no resolution in sight. Hashtags will become eternal monuments. #Throwback Thursday will eventually refer to events from the Bronze Age. Influencers will continue posting morning routines for thousands of years. Social media will become humanity's collective memory. Historians won't need archives, they'll just scroll. Archaeologists will dig up ancient memes and declare them sacred texts. The infinite content crisis. Imagine waking up one morning in the year 2400, scrolling through your streaming service, and realizing you've already watched everything. Twice, including that strange documentary about the mating habits of staplers. With no death to interrupt us, humans will consume content endlessly. Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood, K-dramas, anime, and Turkish soap operas will merge into one infinite megastream, releasing new shows faster than humans can invent excuses not to watch them. Social media will amplify the absurdity. TikTok dances will last centuries. Imagine the same lip-sync challenge still trending in the year 2400, with immortal influencers insisting it's retro. Instagram will be clogged with selfies from people who haven't aged since the Renaissance, captioned "still vibing," and yet, boredom will creep in. After 600 years, even the most gripping cliffhanger will feel like déjà vu. Immortality won't kill entertainment, it will drown us in it. The real crisis won't be content scarcity, but content fatigue. Humanity will discover that eternity is less about binge-watching and more about inventing hobbies like competitive sock folding. Fashion and beauty, the eternal outfit crisis. Immortality means you'll never grow out of your wardrobe. Unfortunately, that also means you'll still own those skinny jeans from 2007. Landfills will be entirely made of sequins. Designers will struggle to invent new trends when everyone is still wearing Crocs ironically. Social media will make this unbearable. Instagram influencers will never age, which is great for skincare brands but terrible for anyone hoping wrinkles might eventually level the playing field. TikTok will host eternal Get Ready With Me videos, each lasting several centuries. By the year 4000, Fashion Week will last so long the models will unionize for lunch breaks every century. Governments, the eternal parliament. Immortality means politicians never retire. Imagine prime ministers serving for 600 years, speeches lasting decades, and debates fossilized in layers of sediment. Parliament itself would become a geological feature, with future archaeologists digging up Hansard transcripts and declaring them evidence of primitive shouting rituals. Governments would struggle to adapt. Constitutions would need footnotes longer than the documents themselves. Monarchies would never change hands, meaning one king or queen could reign for thousands of years, eventually becoming less a ruler and more a permanent tourist attraction. Democracies would face voters who've been angry about the same pothole since the 14th century. Social media would immortalize political squabbles. Twitter threads about tax reform would last centuries, with no resolution in sight. Immortality means politicians will finally keep their promises. Unfortunately, it will take 800 years. Schools will still be schools, but with infinite time, humans could study everything. You'd earn degrees in physics, philosophy, underwater basket weaving, and interpretive dance, all before lunch. Universities would stop asking "what's your major?" and start asking "how many centuries have you been here?" Education systems would evolve into eternal academies. Imagine Harvard offering a 500-year course on advanced existential dread. Students would rotate through disciplines endlessly, becoming polymaths by default. The phrase "a lifelong learning" would finally mean what it says. With forever to learn, students will still procrastinate, because eternity means plenty of time to start tomorrow. Vacations that never end. Immortality means you'll eventually visit every country, every theme park, and every roadside attraction. By the year 3000, humans will have collectively stood in every queue at Disney World, twice. Travel agencies will advertise packages like "Eternal Getaway, 10,000 Nights in Bali." Tourism will explode. Mars will become the new Paris. Black holes will be marketed as adventure destinations. Airlines will still lose your luggage, but now for centuries at a time. Instagram will overflow with eternal sunset photos. TikTok will feature immortal travel vlogs. Day 4562 in Rome. Twitter will host threads like "best beaches since the Ice Age." Immortality means you'll finally see the world. Unfortunately, the world will still charge resort fees. Dating and relationships, who knows? Immortality changes dating forever. Suddenly, the question isn't who do you want to spend your life with, but who do you want to spend the next 10,000 years with? That's a lot of anniversaries, a lot of arguments about where to eat, and a lot of Netflix shows to binge together. Imagine swiping on Tinder in the year 4000. Bias red, looking for someone to spend eternity with. Must enjoy long walks across galaxies. First dates last decades because, well, there's no rush. And breakups? They don't fade with time, they echo forever. You'll still bump into your ex at the same coffee shop, century after century. Finding your soulmate becomes both easier and harder. Easier, because you have infinite time to meet people. Harder, because you'll second-guess everything. Is this really the one? Or just the one for the next 3,000 years? The ironies pile up. Divorce lawyers become immortal billionaires. Couples therapy sessions stretch into centuries. And somewhere, someone will still be saying, "It's not you, it's me." Immortality means you'll finally find your soulmate. You do find the perfect person, only to realize perfection is exhausting when stretched across eternity. So, what have we learned from this little trip into forever? Immortality isn't just about living longer, it's about stretching human absurdity across infinite time. Immortality, as it turns out, comes with a loop of immortal problems. Picture this: just when humanity finally discovers the fabled fountain of life, immortality in a bottle, science drops the ultimate plot twist: Earth itself is on a countdown to destruction. The planet, it turns out, has an expiration date, and it's coming up pretty soon. Suddenly, immortality feels less like a gift and more like being locked in a cinema where the building is on fire but the movie never ends.